The new Jeffrey Dahmer story on Netflix has made people wonder about Jeffrey Dahmer's father. Over the course of Jeffrey Dahmer's life, the show shows Lionel's relationship with his son. From the time he was born until he died, the series follows Jeffrey Dahmer's life. It shows how he got along with his family, especially his father. The show also looks at how Richard Jenkins' character, Lionel, deals with being the father of one of the most infamous serial killers in history. Lionel was gone for a lot of Jeffrey's childhood, which shows that he and Jeffrey did not get along very well. Lionel worries that his son's actions may be partially because of the time he and his son had spent together dissecting roadkill. But the show doesn't say much about where Lionel is now, years after the terrible things his son did became public. As of 2022, Jeffrey Dahmer's father, Lionel, is still alive. He has been open about what he thinks led to his son's crimes, which is something the plot of Monster, the Jeffrey Dahmer story, hints at. In 1994, the year Jeffrey died, Lionel wrote a book called A Father's Story. It was about how he felt about what his son had done. In it, he talks about how he thinks his bad parenting may have caused Jeff to do bad things later on, and he talks about different theories about how that could have happened. Lionel Dahmer has said that he felt closer to his son while he was in prison than he did before Jeffrey was arrested. He said that he went to see Jeffrey at least once a month and called him once a week before Jeffrey died in prison. He said this in an interview with Oprah: "Since his arrest, we've grown very close. I still love my son. I'll always be there for him, and I always have been." Monster, the Jeffrey Dahmer story, shows one of the times he went to see his son. During the visit, Lionel's son tells his father that he wants to be baptized, which is something he did before Christopher Scarver killed Jeffrey Dahmer. Lionel Dahmer has lived most of his life out of the public eye, except for his book and a few documentaries. In 2020, he was in a documentary which was his last role. He lives with his second wife Cherie in Seville, Ohio. He hasn't said anything about the controversial Netflix show Monster yet. Lionel Dahmer is one of the most interesting characters in the whole show. His tense relationship with Jeffrey was a big part of what made the show suspenseful and interesting. It was also very important to showing the serial killer's past. Monster, the Jeffrey Dahmer story, has been criticized for not telling the real story of Jeffrey Dahmer, but it seems to have put a lot of thought into how it shows Lionel Dahmer, Jeffrey's father.